All right, guys, I'm going to talk to you about one of the biggest scams that a car dealership or repair shop will do, in my opinion. All right. And the biggest scam for me is the 1999 oil changes. All right. Sometimes it's a coupon, sometimes they promote it all year long, but the 1995 or 1999 oil change is a ripoff. And I'll tell you why. Okay. Not that they won't do it for $20, but because they are doing it for a specific reason. Most shops or dealerships that have this coupon or this special going on is for a few reasons. Number one is they're trying to get new customers in. They're either slow or they're not getting a lot of customers coming back, which shows you that it's probably not a good shop or dealership. And they're trying to get people in, and the way they do that is they give a really, really low price on something like an oil change. All right. Now, a couple things you got to be worried about when you do this. And I understand people taking advantage of this because if you don't have money, you can't afford an oil change at the moment, but you're overdue and you need to get it done. I can understand taking advantage of a $20 oil change. But just keep in mind of a few things. One is a lot of times they'll put on their 1999 oil change. On the bottom, they'll put up to 4 quarts of oil and only conventional oil. So that means if your car takes 6 quarts of oil and it has to get synthetic oil, they're going to charge you more than that. So that $20 oil change that you were expecting to get, now it's going to end up being $50, $60. So keep that in mind, number one. Number two is keep in mind that most likely they're going to try to upsell you a bunch of stuff. All right. And that was the other reason why they do this. So the reason is that they're trying to get you in for an oil change. They're going to lose money on the oil change, but they're going to try to make up for that with other repairs, like finding out that you need tires or brakes, or you have an oil leak. And there's nothing wrong that they bring those things up to you. But I'm pretty sure when they do a $20 oil change special, they're going to be trying to push you and pressure you into getting those things. And you might not be ready for it. Again, you're going in for an oil change, really cheap oil change, because you don't have the money. And now you get pushed or pressured or scared into getting a bunch of other things. Okay. So what I would recommend is make sure you ask the right questions when this happens. Are your brakes really low? What's the measurements? Can they wait a little bit? And that way, maybe you know you need brakes, but you can go a week or two or maybe a couple months before you have to do them. Same thing with your tires. Same thing with your oil leak. So you want to make sure, keep in mind, you are going to get upsold a bunch of stuff. You're going to get a bunch of recommendations. Just make sure that you really do need those. And if you can't afford it, how long can you maybe wait until you have to do those? Okay. So for me, that's why I don't like those oil changes. They're doing it for a reason. And most shops and dealerships are going to lose money on that special. They don't make any money on a $20 oil change. They're doing it for a reason, and keep that in mind, guys. So when you get your multi-point inspection back, which they're going to do for sure when you go in for a $20 oil change, when they do that check and they show you what's green, what's yellow, and what's red, if everything is in the red, they're trying to get as much out of you because they're losing on that oil change. So please keep that in mind. Again, I believe it's a scam for that reason. I'm not saying they're not going to do the oil change. I'm not saying they're not going to charge you the $20, but just be careful because they're going to push you on a bunch of other stuff. And then I would call them, make sure that your car, that coupon applies to your car. I've seen it before. I was in that situation where I was a service advisor. That dealership that I worked at had a $20 oil change, and I had to tell a lot of customers it doesn't apply for their vehicle. But they already came in, they already wasted their time, they already set up appointments and changed things so they can make it in there for their oil change appointment. And now I have to give them the bad news that it doesn't apply to their car. So now they're paying $50, $60. Either way, they're paying more than what the coupon says. Even though the coupon does say that, but obviously it doesn't make it clear. A lot of people miss that on a coupon. And it's one of those things where the dealership's not doing anything wrong necessarily, but it does trick people into going in and assuming they're gonna get that $20 oil change, then everything changes when they're in there. So that's why I don't like it. I like things to be honest and clear, and that way you avoid problems. So if somebody can't afford a $40 oil change now because their car takes 6 quarts of oil and it's synthetic oil and they have to leave, we just ruined the day for this person. So I'd rather be clear and honest from the beginning, and that way there's no issues or surprises. So that's my take on it. Let me know what you guys think, and please subscribe to this channel. It helps me grow, and it helps, you know, this channel grow, and it helps it push it out to other people so they learn how to not get scammed or ripped off at a repair shop or a dealership.